welcome to Vampires and Vitae. It's wonderful to have you at our table once again, taking a little bit of stress out of your life. As normal, we're going to start with a little bit of a throwback to what happened last week, a recap, if you will. Tyler?
Hey, everybody. It's Tyler. The last episode was pretty intense. It was by far the most trouble I've personally had playing an episode, just because it was so intense. But basically, Day woke up with nearly a torpor. He had 4 hunger, so had to find something to eat. We were out of blood, and for the first time, we had to go hunting, which we had never had to do before because we've essentially lived pretty easy
Silver
undead.
spoon.
Yeah,
Been pretty posh.
it's been a pretty good unlife, you know. This is the first time that in a long time that we've had to really go out and search for sustenance. We ended up at a hospital, hoping that I can find some blood bags, because I myself, or Day, does not drink blood straight from the source. He's a bagger,
Sure.
which makes it very difficult in this campaign. We went through searching, ended up coming across a small child and his father. Anna took it upon herself that it was a mercy to take the child and drink completely from him. Danika and Anna had an argument back and forth for a while Day stood outside contemplating what he's going to do, if he's going to give in to that bestial urge or not. She ended up feeding on the child. Day managed to keep his cool long enough to find the cooler, found the blood, got rid of some of his hunger, and we're, I believe, on our way back from there. Following Cerberus, everyone's very tense. Everyone's kind of looking at each other through a new lens almost. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. Whew. Welcome to Vampire.
It looks like she's crawling, holding a child, like if she was the kid's mother, as she just lays it on the bed. The father's still alive. Oliver hasn't killed it, taken 2 points of blood away. The wound is still seeping, though. He hasn't licked it close, and he looks over to you. So you're going to eat or what?
I guess so.
Okay. Are you just going to take care of your 1 hunger dice? Your 1 hunger?
I can't unless I kill him.
Oh, well then, no reason for you to feed.
Okay.
All right. He goes, all right, then. And he goes up and he licks the wound and it seals it there. You see the dad take more shallow breaths than it was before, and you can hear the heartbeat, and it was already shallow. It's now a little bit more shallow.
Oliver, you should really just end that. You should not let that linger like this.
There's no reason to be greedy.
No, it's not about being greedy. If you're going to do it, then it must be done now.
He gets back down and rebounds Cerberus. He goes, it's not really my style. I've gotten this far and kind of like the way I look at the world.
Look, I understand that this is probably out of the ordinary for you, but I'm telling you right now, all you're going to do is delay the inevitable for this poor man.
And he takes a moment. He goes, I was here for the French Revolution, and they all tried to attack everyone. You don't need to end someone's life. Sometimes these people do wake up,
Yes, but what if he doesn't? What if he just lingers like this for a very long time? He could starve to death.
He just can't.
At least this way, then, the man is going to die at peace instead of starving in his sleep. What is that about? That's not a dignified death. At least let his death have a purpose.
He rides Cerberus over to you, and he reaches into his back, behind his back, and pulls out one of his daggers. Like, you want to make it a mercy killing? You go right ahead. I'll give him a chance, I wills. And he takes Cerberus, and he goes to the door, and reaches up and undoes the thing. I don't mind you killing them, but don't try to put your own morality onto me.
It's not a question of morality. It's a question of what we should do for the people who feed us.
He shrugs, and now you see Cerberus and Oliver come up. Cerberus, you can smell the fresh blood that is still, on the side of the cheek of this kid, and it drives you a little insane. It's just,
The
being
worst
that
part
close
is
to
you guys know that I am right. And I walk over and stab the man in the chest.
it. Wow. Cool. That being satisfied with the way that you drained the last guy, the kid, it just feels cool when you feel calm when you stab the guy in the heart. You honestly feel like you're doing a service here.
It's a mercy.
And everyone else around you is just too weak to understand it.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's try to find some bagged blood.
You can, as she stabs him, that heartbeat peters out, and now the intoxicating smell of blood, hot blood, pouring from the wounds. I'd like you to make one more composure roll.
Come on, baby. It's one success.
Okay. You are...
It was a 10 and a 1, and then another 10 and a 3.
All right, that works for me. So you were just barely able to keep it together, to not run in and soup up the lifeblood reaching out of this person.
I want to remove the bandages from his head, and I want to brush his hair back and close his eyes and pull the sheet up over his head.
Okay. You do that. As you pull the white sheet over his head, you can see from the stab wound in his heart just almost like a flower starting to blossom in the center of his chest through the white sheet. As you lay his child nestled into his arms, the lights flicker one more time, and you can hear that music feed in and feed out, and you, Anna, feel like you've done the right thing. But you, Danika, look over and maybe are horrified. 2 meaningless deaths.
Yeah.
And
Anna.
he's smoking a cigarette.
We could have just healed the dad and then kept them to feed on repeatedly.
There is more horror in that, if you ask me, than just getting the job done and getting it taken care of.
But they didn't have to die.
No, but they're probably are going to. I mean, look at
Who's
the
to say that kid couldn't have made it on his own?
No, that kid was 12 years old. That kid was not going to go anyplace.
He could have bunkered down somewhere.
Bunkered down somewhere.
I'm sure that there are humans alive that would take in a child.
Oh, don't even, because you know that what just happened there is the right call. You know that it is. You know that it is. Don't look at me with those eyeballs like that. What you need to do is remember that this could be the end of the world. So I would much rather have helped that little boy find peace now than to die some horrific death at the hands of some kind of weird snake god.
Anna, isn't the whole point of us doing this to save the world? So that we can continue to exist? If you keep killing off all the humans and you expect them all to die, then...
Have you noticed how highly the odds are stacked against us?
So you're just gonna give up?
No, I'm not giving up.
Well, then why do we need to kill more people than necessary?
It's not a question of killing more people than necessary. It's a question of that poor little boy standing beside his father's bedside watching his father die a slow, awful death. Now they're both at peace, and we can continue on with our day, and we can go and find some bagged blood.
Okay, but what if there is no bagged blood?
Then we'll go to the next place and find it.
I'm just saying we could have taken them back to your place and kept them like the humans that you used to.
No, they're not. No, that's not right. That's not how it goes. They have to be willing to do it. And that little boy couldn't have made that kind of a decision.
No, but if we healed his father...
Anna, Danika, it's over.
Right, it's over.
It's done.
It's done.
You
can't go back now.
Let's just go.
So let's go find some
in your
bagged
head, as
blood.
you're trying to fight against everything that you're seeing, you swear you can see the blood that's pooling underneath the gurney in your mind's eye.
I can't stay here.
I don't want to stay here another day. Let's go.
Sure. You guys walk.
And I'm
Continue to
heading
walk
towards
down.
wherever that sweet blood in a bag.
Oliver.
Like an ecto cooler.
Yeah, man, I'm sure, Oliver, that you have raided the hospital before, so where would they keep the blood? Is it still in the basement? Is that where they're keeping it?
Well, that'd be where the morgue is. I mean, I would imagine it's someplace not too far from here. I mean, you need blood in emergency rooms.
Right, so let's go to see if we can find some.
Sure. Why don't you guys all do a intelligence and investigation roll with me? I'm looking for 3 successes to all 6s. And you are feeling amazing, Anna. Like, it's almost justifying the way that you felt the first time that you truly drained somebody.
4 successes?
5 successes.
Negative 1 success.
The dice have rewarded me for
Yeah, right.
smoking a goddamn cigarette.
Danica, you start going left. Everybody else goes right.
Look,
Yeah,
guys.
wrong.
as you walk.
I've got 1 investigation and 2 intelligence.
Yeah, right. Day, like almost like a bloodhound. In fact, you get in front of Cerberus. You start, like there's just a feeling about it. You continue to go, and all of a sudden you see what like appears to be like a freezer door that you'd find in a restaurant.
I think I've definitely stolen from hospitals before.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
When I've been.
Using that, especially in this sense, being able to try to essentially being repelled from this last room, spirits you forward. Anna, you actually have to keep up because you're just feeling almost high.
Yeah.
So you're just taking your time walking behind him. I can see. You get to the door and you open it up. You see a lot of blood on the floor, like ripped bags. You see, they get hung up, with that little piece and the hook that comes and holds the blood bags.
Yeah.
You see a bunch of blood on the floor, coagulated old. But you do see 2 blood bags that are left.
Thank God. I'm gonna take the first one and bite into it.
Okay, it is such a relief.
It's that cool, refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, a
beverage.
man dying of thirst right at the point of no return. Because you're a bagger, you get more than a normal person would out of a blood bag.
And it's not disgusting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is. It's Capri Sun on a hot day, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Just the 2 points? You want all 4? You want to keep the 2 points for later? Or?
Let's see, because I'm at currently 4. So let me. That would take me down to 2. Yeah, I'm gonna drain one of them, and then hold on to the one for now.
Okay. Having an iron gullet, that means you're not really worried about the other blood bag turning bad on you. So taking it out of the fridge is not a fear. So you like.
I just prefer it cold. but
Sure.
Mostly, I had originally planned that for them, it wouldn't be spoiled. But,
Sure. Sure.
Since they obviously don't care as much,
Mhm.
they can figure it out themselves. So I'm
Fair.
gonna take the
The
other
second
bag
one.
and just put it, in one of my, I've got like a where I usually keep like my blood drugs.
Sure.
Like one of those like side
side
pockets,
pocket,
like vest
yeah,
pockets.
yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna put it in there,
Okay.
that big pocket, and
Sure.
just
Feeling a lot calmer. There's still 2 hunger, so I mean, not
It's a little more
perfect.
on edge.
Yeah, I mean, like little on edge, but I mean, like that driving force that almost made you go in and finish off this little boy has been subsided.
Okay. Well, that was fun. I suggest we find a more stable source of food because I don't think you're gonna find too many little kids, and I don't think there's much more blood in here.
Yeah, well, we could have had a stable source of food.
Oh, whoa! That was not very nice. I still say that what I did was the right thing. So you can go ahead and you can be all judgy pants if you want to, but just for the record, I've never judged you on anything that you have done.
How would Rasputin feel about this?
He'd read a book
He's-
about it. What are you talking about?
Right? He's not here to say anything now, is he?
All right.
What you going to do? Go and tell my daddy that I had something to eat?
Are you sure you're not still hungry? Because you're being really aggressive right now.
Not hungry at all. I'm just saying that I don't appreciate all of the judgments coming from other vampires about what vampires do.
We don't normally kill people either.
You know what? Sometimes you have to, and sometimes it's the right call, and it was the right call here.
It's not something I could have done, but I'm not going to say that it's not something that should have been done.
Should we go find that group of humans
Couldn't hurt.
and then maybe not kill them?
Cerberus goes. Moved further away.
How far?
Far. Hard smoke.
Should we go back outside? Can you smell better?
Yeah?
Or should we clear the hospital and see if there's any more bagged blood for us to take with us?
Well, I mean, this is the emergency wing. I don't think there'd be another... Was it a big freezer?
It was. I mean, like, this is probably what they use. It's like the plasma and when the huge catastrophe happened, you know, they were banked up for maybe like a huge accident that would happen in the highways, you know, so it was a substantial amount of blood, but they weren't, no hospitals decked out to take care of a citywide tragedy without, you know, almost extending almost all of it. And as you've been walking through this hospital, you've just seen the carnage of what's happened.
I mean, I might go check out a couple of the ambulances. They usually have a store of blood, but it's it's not going to be good for you guys. I wouldn't recommend it.
You haven't seen any, like, there could be a garage downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, I will follow you anyway, Day. I mean, don't want you to catch trouble or anything like that. So I will follow you, and we can go and have a look. You may need an extra pair of hands to help you carry all of that blood as well. Unless you would rather, you know, me stay up here, and then I can just, you know, go fuck off somewhere if you would rather.
No, honestly, I don't think it'd be worth it because only the person that's going to help is me. If there's a group of people walking around somewhere, we should know where they're going.
Well, no, I mean, the bagged blood is good for a little snack, so...
Not this one. I mean, if it's in an ambulance, it's going to be a couple days old.
Right. Okay, I hear what you were
You
saying.
ever had Jell-O?
No, I've never had Jell-O.
Yeah.
Actually, that may be true. I don't know if Jell-O existed when you were eating food.
Right?
Congealed pork blood?
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, does that sound good?
No.
Okay.
So I just trying to get you bead what you guys are.
Do we want to go
collectively
back
doing
outside?
Outside.
To head outside and see what's going on.
You guys, you walk back the way that you came in, and all three of you do walk past that door that you know has the man, the what seems to be the father and child. Anna, when you walk past it, you don't really feel any remorse at all.
No.
You feel like you've done it. Day, you have that moment of, you know, you got past a milestone.
Yeah. I'm not judging Anna for it.
Sure.
I understand where they're both coming from. I just didn't want to. I've been a bagger for a long time.
Sure.
And there's
Like
there's an intimacy to it
Close as
already.
you can be to being a vegan.
Yeah,
you know,
I just like drugs. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
that's
Yeah.
where I got my high from.
Yeah. And Danika, you can't shake that image of Anna. This is someone that, like, you've become very close to in a very short amount of time. She's always been a little bit off, but I don't know. You just have that image of her feeding from the child.
Yeah, no, she killed a child.
Right. And then rested it in his father's arms.
I feel like I've probably never killed a person for food.
And that's part of your backstory. I don't know. And it's something that you probably never have been forced to.
Yeah.
A little bit of a spoiled child in a way that way.
Yeah, no, my humanity's still at 7, so I doubt it. Yeah, no, that was horrifying.
Right.
And I hope that never happens again.
And one of the things that was horrifying about it being in that room was how quiet the kid was. There was no struggle. You know, he was underneath that spell. He was underneath her influence. So it was just a quiet death. But you can see that tear going down, though. That's the image that you have of it. That the internal struggle from the kid knowing that this is not good, even though he's beaten. compelled. You guys walk out. That song comes on again. It doesn't seem to have finished yet because it's only pieces. The lights flicker and fade.
Jesus Christ, how long is this goddamn song anyways?
As you like flip around your little daggers in your hands. You guys walk out and you can see Cerberus sniffing around and start to slowly prowl down one of the left of the streets, which you assume is where he thinks the humans are. All right, so as you guys are walking down the streets, Anna, you're very light. You haven't felt this way until last night, and before that, your afterlife.
I haven't felt this good since Tokyo.
Oh, yeah. It's like a new druggie trying something that pushes their perspective in a way that they've never dealt with before. And now you've had a second taste of it. It's just as sweet as the first time. Getting rid of that one hunger, getting rid of waking up and always feeling like something is missing. You found a way to, maybe not socially, maybe not anything else, but fairly, finally satisfy a hunger that has always itched to the back of your mind. And you're following your group, little drunk on just being correct, just being in your own mind. You did the right thing. You see Day and Danika leading. You see Vol. Vol's hanging out with you, surprisingly. Like he's not touching you in any way, but he's hanging out with you. And you see Cerberus ride upon, going on to his journey with the little orphan boy on his back. You feel good?
So, Vol, how come you didn't have anything to eat?
Oh, I'm
Do you have your own source that you did not tell us about?
No, you all drank my sauce. I had quite a few days,
Sorry.
but it's just when you have company arrive, you open up the fridge and find out what you have inside. Sometimes it's a tossed salad. This time it was all of my blood bags.
I'm glad we didn't have to toss anyone's salads.
Well, that would have been a lot eeasier than having no food, but...
No?
Oh, so that's where you draw the line.
No.
I was just trying to stay in the moment.
Like, come on. Somebody. I didn't even get a out of that. I was trying to make the mood a little lighter.
Well, you just ate the child, so...
Vol doesn't seem to be judging you in any way. He just, he's lived a very different life than all three of you. He's been... I mean, his costume is a costume. This is how he has to appear in social circumstances, or everyone would just be repulsed from him. So maybe within that moment of being a little bit of an outsider right now, because you know that this is the way that only you felt, he doesn't seem to be shunning you in any way. It's more of a... I imagine you think this was a mercy, yes?
Well, that's definitely the way that I saw it, yes.
I don't know if the rest of them have any kind of understanding of the medical world, but the father wasn't going to live one way or the other. He would have had to go into as you guys step over some rubble in the streets, we would have had to take him to an actual hospital, fully functionally, and then who knows what the problem with his head was. All we had was a little child that had a bandage on his forehead.
And besides, Danika's idea of, keeping him alive and being able to feed off of him more often, that felt more monstrous to me than...
Sure, it just would have been a living, breathing blood bag.
I understand the convenience of having that kind of thing around, but not for a little kid.
If he's been unconscious for multiple days, the father was probably dying anyway.
You have to ask Oliver. He's the one who drank from him. I don't know. I don't have any insights there.
Oliver is up front on top of Cerberus, you know. Chipper as always.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that, you know, I guess that I saw what could potentially be for that little boy, and I did not want those things to happen. There are worse monsters than vampires when it comes to humans.
It's not just us that hunt. Regular humans hunt, you know. If you've wounded a deer, you put a bullet in its head to stop its suffering. I understand that. He seems very genuine. The mask is interesting with him because it hides some of his emotions. But you feel like whatever he's saying to you is probably his stance on it.
Okay, I mean, like, I'm glad that you saw my point of view. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I just didn't want you to feel like you're the only one that didn't see the benefits of your actions.
I hesitate to use the word benefit, to be honest, but...
Are you hungry anymore?
Oh,
Or-
definitely not. God, in fact, I
you know,
feel quite
Scottish.
great.
You couldn't go out for some chips. It's an understandable part of what we are. As this conversation is happening, you guys are kind of in line. Cerberus and Oliver are in the front. Cerberus seems to have found some form of smell, but you guys have some time to have a conversation as well.
Day, are you doing okay?
Yeah.
You can feel the cold blood pack in your jacket pocket.
I can kind of use a straw.
What?
I was going to do like a Capri Sun thing later.
With the blood bag.
I'm just saying, if you find a straw, just let me know.
Right.
Okay.
So, Anna just ate a child.
Yeah, she did.
It's kind of fucked up.
Have you looked in the mirror lately?
Excuse me?
You're a vampire.
So are you. Would you eat a child?
I don't eat people. I'm a bagger. I have been for about 80 years.
Yeah, none of us eat people, but Anna did that twice in the last couple of days.
I'm more worried about what that might do to her temperament and who she is, more than I'm worried about the person she did it to. I'm not exactly on your side here, and I'm not on her side either.
She said it was a mercy. That was a healthy, living child.
In a broken city that is burning to the ground with a brain-dead father, and the child was already starving.
Okay,
I don't
great. So
think
then we
that-
should just go around eating all the children? Is that what you're saying?
As he says that, like, you can hear the shingles of houses falling on the ground, the crackle of couches burning. You can, Danika, hear the city burn in the background. You can hear the structures that are just barely holding together crink and crack within their own foundations. I mean, there's still structures. You can still make out what would have been the neighborhood that you're walking through. This is pretty apocalyptic.
I think what you need to understand, Danika, is that the world is gone.
Yes, I'm very aware of that, Day.
And I think we all have our own motives for saving what's left, because we all have decided that the eternal river of blood is a boring dystopia, to say the least. We all have our own journey here, but we do have to work together, and you might be making a lot out of something that in the long run isn't going to matter too much.
As you say that, on your right-hand side, you see a garden that hasn't fallen apart. Like, you know, it's still like the rest of the building, the rest of the apartment complex had fallen into itself. But within the rain in England, like this thing has been still rained on. You can see the neat little rows of radishes and what looks like maybe lettuce coming up. A little bit of humanity left there. Not that someone's tending it, just that it's tending itself.
You know, we might be able to rebuild something after this is all said and done, assuming we don't get eaten by a giant snake god. I don't think we can all just jump inside of its mouth. But there might be more of that, you know? I mean, we can't save everybody, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
That doesn't mean we have to kill them.
If we want to survive and be strong enough to save the rest of them, it kind of does. You're still a vampire. We're not good people.
Yes, but we're also capable of feeding on people without being murderers. We have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when they can go home and rest it off, but when you have no safe places left, anyone that you feed on, you've pretty much condemned them. I'm not saying drink every single person you see until they are dead, but you would be doing the same thing in a different way. That's all I'm saying.
As you say that, you can everyone give me a wits and survival roll, please?
Looking for sixes?
Yep.
1 success.
6 successes?
4 successes.
All right. You're Anna, really engaged with Vol talking to you. Also, kind of that euphoric feeling that you've had before of not being hungry. So, like, you're kind of present, actually. It was a really honest conversation with him. So you don't really hear the difference in Cerberus's breathing. Day, you do realize something is a little bit different, but Danika, especially, it's your dog. And with the role that you had, you can tell that Cerberus is on the scent. You can hear the sniff patterns of Cerberus. He's no longer searching in a long pattern. He's kind of reduced it down, or he's definitely found something.
Cerberus, what is it?
He's pretty far out. I mean, like, he's made,
Cerberus, what is it?
all right, you can hear where he's going, but you can hear the direction for his sniffs, especially with that roll. He's tracking down something.
All right, guys, we should probably catch up to the dog. He's on something.
All right, let's find out what is so important to the doggo.
Anna, try not to eat him, please.
Oh, come on now. Is this going to be another thing where you're going to make fun of me and have something shitty to say all the time?
Possibly. You want me to tell your dad on you?
So boring.
You want me to tell your brother on you?
I mean, please do.
Wait, where is Boris?
What
He's
do you
off doing Boris things.
Yeah, he was at the... Wait.
If you guys would like to know the last time that you saw Boris, that you realized that he's not here.
This is sewers, right?
Yeah, right. You could do a wits and
What's an awareness? Or
yeah, wits and awareness. It sounds just about right. Wits and awareness roll. And Anna, you can roll that as well.
I got 1 success. Because I wasn't even with him.
You remember him on the plane.
Cool.
2 successes.
I got 4 successes.
You remember him in the pickup, like when everyone got together. And Day, with your 4 successes, you guys were all walking into a group when you finally met Jake King and back into where he keeps his base. When you guys started talking about not having the walking saints and not having the Justicar, that's the last phrase you remember Boris being around for.
I don't remember him after we had a conversation about the Walking Saint and the Justicar and how we were going to reconvene. I don't know where he went after that.
He's probably off just doing Boris things. He does it all the time. Like, Boris has never been to my place even. So, He just goes and does Boris stuff. Who knows?
This is normal. I mean, when Boris does a thing, Boris does a thing. I mean, he doesn't ask permission. He's not that type.
Yeah, but even in Japan, he at least stayed in the house with us.
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't...
You'd think he would want to stay with the group.
I don't know. I mean, he saved our
No.
ass like 3 times now. I'm sure if anyone's okay, it's him.
He's not really a group kind of guy, you know?
Right, but we've already got 2 people missing. I mean...
Maybe he went to go find a plane. He likes planes.
Maybe he went to go try to track them down.
He likes planes.
He always shows up on a plane.
He's got some good entrances, to be honest.
A plane, a chopper, a minigun.
I'm sure there's some kind of all-terrain vehicle that he has his sights on. I don't know.
You don't think Boris would try to, like, sneak into that military base, right?
No, I don't. Well, maybe.
If I'm being
Oh,
completely
God.
honest,
Yeah.
if you hear a large
Boris
explosion,
is gonna die.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so surprised, but I don't think so. I would imagine that he's probably looking for the 2 that are missing.
When you say that, he would he be taking the military base? You have you have a flash in your head, Anna, about just Boris as he is. I mean, he essentially is just an action star. You know what I mean? That's kind of his thing, and I mean, it's not that far out of the possibilities of something that he would try to do. He likes to be on top of the curve, and so instead of being told by Rasputin what to do.
I don't know. I wouldn't put too much stock into where he is because it's not gonna really do us any good at the moment anyways. Might as well just focus on the task at hand, which is this boofer with his snooter. He's got something going on.
Boofer with a snoozer.
Did you just call my vampiric direwolf a boofer?
I rode him like a Grecian god.
Yes, we all saw you.
True, through the clouds and everything. It was pretty
You know what?
great.
I'm not even ashamed of it. So
All
yes.
right, well, if we've got a Grecian god, might as well fight a snake god, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
As you guys are having this little back and forth, Danika, you've more siphoned into where exactly Cerberus is running to. You turn the corner and you can see Oliver bouncing on his back as the jockey as he does, and all of a sudden on not clean street, but like a non-rebel filled street, this like the buildings were just a little bit too far away from each of the edges, he immediately shoots down one of the alleyways.
Great, guys. I guess we're gonna go into an alley.
They're like jumping over the rubble on a beam.
I'm gonna follow him.
You know I love alleyways.
Oh great, here we go.
Okay, I'd like you all to make a dexterity and stealth check.
Four successes.
It's kind of like your vampire senses are even a little bit heightened because you're not like that needle in the back of your brain isn't there, and you just seem to glide over the rubble to come into this place that Cerberus has led you guys into. Come on, what'd you roll?
You want to do it at the same time there?
Oh no.
3, 2, 1.
One success?
1. Oh. I got a -1.
-1. So
I don't care about these people, man.
So
I'm so sick of this shit.
So when Cerberus started into that thing, into the alley, Vol even kind of grabs your hand, and you're just sprinting with him. Like a very no cares in the world, and you're surprised how elegant he is, as if he was a ballroom dancer, like trained in theater.
Wow, Vol, you're very light on your feet.
I mean, his costume starts to make a little bit more sense to you, Anna. Like the way he presents himself, you can see that it's just not an image. It's also a lot of physical things that he's done into himself. He doesn't just have confidence. He maybe has the physical ability to hide really quickly. And they run past the two of you. You got 0 successes?
I got 1.
1 success, right? So as you do it, like you have a moment of like looking up and then like frolicking over is Anna and Vol, you know, like bounding over something that makes you like stutter step. You don't lose your thing. No rubble falls down, but you do like it's a pausing thing because they were behind you in the first place, and you just really don't think of Anna as that graceful, you know, normally.
I've certainly never been very graceful before.
God, she's being such a bitch today.
Like you,
I got a -1.
Yeah, right. Dave. You look at this thing, like you walk over to it, and you're like, okay, how best do I do this? Feeling a little drained, and you know, maybe missing a little bit of Lawrence, and freaked out about the whole thing, and not completely satisfied with your blood bagging, only knowing that you only have 2 more points you can possibly get from it. You think about using your celerity, and you're worried of like, what? I mean, should I really stress myself out at all?
She doesn't have celerity
Right.
anymore.
Yeah, right. Start to slowly climb that rubble-filled alleyway, and the first rock you grab, you pull, seems to be steady, comes down. All of you can hear it.
This is very on brand for Day, like when he smashed his face into a wall with a jetpack.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Jay, I'd like you to make
Fell into the river.
Wits and survival check.
Sounds like I need to start putting points in survival.
Right?
End of the world, man.
I know.
I've got 2.
Nope.
0 successes or negative successes?
It's 0.
0. You know it made a big noise.
Dude, I fucking hate London, I'll be honest. I don't get it. I really don't.
But
They're having
London likes you so much, Day. It's just that you're a little bit noisy when you're here.
They're having the time of their... I just... Alright.
Do you start scrambling up?
First I'm going to check my blood bag, make sure I didn't land on it.
No, you didn't.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
I mean, that would have been quite bad. I mean, like, had you done it. But you definitely... You can... who's closest? Anna? When you hear that crack of the rock that hits the ground, Cerberus was already waiting for you guys. The mohawk on his back stands up.
Danika, I think that Cerberus is really freaked out about something.
Cerberus, are you really freaked out about something?
People.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
Great.
And he looks over past, like it was like to what would be further from the way that you were going, and over to the left. He like nods as if that's the direction that they'd be in.
Do you want to get up high and see if we can see him?
Don't know.
Wait, people we can eat, or people like in Japan people?
Don't know.
Cool. Well, I guess we should keep going, right?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, Dave.
As you
Gotta focus.
Yeah,
Doing
right.
that thing where he's like staring at it and like
you look
focus.
at this. Yeah, you look at this thing of Rebel again.
Alright, you son of a bitch.
You know what? I'm gonna make you roll.
Okay.
I will
Doing that
beat
thing.
Yeah,
this
right?
rock.
Yeah, right. Because essentially you're shittily bouldering. So,
Dude,
like,
I can.
Yeah, dude,
I
dexterity
always fall
step.
on my face, dude.
Yeah, right.
Alright, I'm gonna use my focus.
Okay.
Really?
It's 2 successes.
Okay. You scramble up the rocks to find, as it pitches down into the other one, and you into the center essentially of this alleyway. Finding everyone looking slightly up and to the left.
Hey, what's going on?
We're all looking up and slightly to the left. It seems to be coming from that direction.
Yeah, Cerberus told me there were lots of people.
I look up and slightly to the left.
Sorry. I had to take the piss. Sorry about it, but I had to.
Oliver, I guess.
It just felt right.
He looks around and is like, so apparently we're not going right.
No, we're going slightly to the left.
And a little up.
So he looks around and goes, smells. Oh, yes, I can Oliver looks and goes, well, apparently we're not going to go to the left then, are we?
Well, we're going to go up and left.
Up and left.
We're not going left, we're going slightly to the left.
Would you like me to go ups?
Sure.
All right, then why don't you stay right here? And he jumps up and there's a trash can directly off the Cerberus. He scrambles up a fire escape, goes to the top of the building, peeks over it just barely, and comes right back down.
You know, by far the best part of London is that kid right there.
He's like really great, right?
He stole my fucking dog.
By far the best part of London.
He jumps down and he goes, "You're doing all right,
Day.
Rex."
Fuck you, Day.
Yeah. He comes down. He's like, "You know what? There's like a small encampment."
Of humans, right?
Well, as far as I can tell.
Define small. How many people are we talking?
Oliver scurries down. He goes, "Well, it seems to be like quite a few people. I mean, I'm going to guess around 40.
Well,
They seem to be armed as well."
armed, 40. It's a lot.
Armed humans are always great. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, they're real cute.
Right.
That's a lot of blood.
I know, right?
Not a lot of bags.
Day, I
though.
know you're kind of bougie with your whole bag situation, but
It's more of just a preference.
you literally just had a whole conversation with me about how we're going to have to eat children, and you're still on the blood bag thing.
Did you just call me bougie?
Also, we're not going to eat all of the children.
Your dog has 2 bow ties on right now.
I didn't say I wasn't
Yeah, right.
bougie.
As you guys are talking, like Cerberus does wave his tail with the 2 bow ties, like looking back, he's like mating, waiting for his moments.
I do believe his understanding of bow ties saved your ass in that plane.
Anyway, so it's a lot of blood, possibly some medical supplies, which could lead to some blood bags.
Because honestly, when I was looking, they almost looked like coppers.
Coppers?
They're shiny?
Well, like
No,
not the
like-
metal,
I think
like
they call them Bobby.
it just seems to be like a couple coppers. I mean, not just a couple coppers, but like they seem to have a, relative uniforms.
They kept their uniforms in the end of the world. These guys take it real serious.
I know, and I thought Day was bougie.
The hell's a copper?
Like the police.
Oh, police officer.
That's the one, yeah.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm just hungry.
You have another blood bag, just eat it.
Well, no, because we don't know when we're going to find another one, so it's probably a good idea that he holds on to it for a little while.
Thank
Day,
you.
how hungry
Did
are
you
you
keep
right
the
now?
empty one? Maybe we can refill it. Does that count?
I did keep the empty one.
That counts, though, right?
I
Or
mean,
does it have
maybe.
to be like sealed and sterilized and all of that?
You know, this is the first time for me, I'll be honest. I don't really have an answer for that.
Okay.
You know, Day's pretty gross. I'm sure he could drink it regardless.
She's not pretty gross. Stop that. They're just being mean. She's so mean.
Yeah, well, I'd be mean too if I had nobody to love.
Whoa, that was pretty mean. You guys are so mean. Oh my god. I mean, I know it's the end of the
got her
world.
mouth open like, I don't know what to say to this.
It's
Yeah.
like,
You want to keep throwing punches, Danica, or you
right,
want to
like-
figure out what
Oh, you want to
do?
fight, Day? You
Ah,
want to
swear
go?
God.
yeah, no, the guys, we're not the enemies. It's the older guys
Yeah.
over there with the uniform.
Jesus Christ.
Holy smokes.
What's happening to my game?
Yeah, right.
Am at a loss.
I'm not walking that back. You guys put yourself here.
No, I'm just not dealing with you today, Danica. I have a lot going on.
You said
And-
you were hungry. You have a solution.
I don't need you to argue with everybody at every moment of every conversation of every decision that's ever been made. I don't. I don't want it. I don't need it. I need a cigarette, and I light a cigarette, and I smoke it.
You're lucky she didn't pick your pocket. No, I rephrase. She's lucky she did not pick your pockets for your cigarettes,
You
eh?
have no idea how right you are.
Oh
You've
yeah,
been
no,
really
I
bad,
definitely,
Danica.
totally did not take his cigarettes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why don't you, me, and Vol go and have a look over the wall and see what we can see about the humans over there?
Okay.
So there's about 40, Oliver?
From what I can see.
Okay. I don't have an answer. I mean, that's a
And
good
they're
supply.
armed.
Seems to be the perimeter, like they've been put down for the night.
Day, you could do that thing that I really enjoy when you disappear and then go check it out.
Ugh, that's low-key really mean. Low-key really mean. Could we go...
As you guys are all having this conversation, you see Vol randomly writing in a book. Like as he's taking down, like as if it was the minutes of the conversation or a meeting.
Vol, are you Vol and not... Are you sure that you're not Rasputin? He's always writing in a book too.
He goes, I just thought it may be important.
For what?
One would like to look back to...
The end of the world?
Well, if we survive... There's no problem of having a journal.
Are you telling me you're writing a goddamn history book right now?
It's all interesting. Do you think
Is this like a vampire thing that most people do?
I don't know. It's pretty
everyone's
common though,
writing
huh?
As you guys are having the conversation, he is also writing down.
Oh, now you're
the
just getting
actual
meta,
minutes.
man.
Yeah.
Now it's just getting
As if our
weird.
list of books to read wasn't long
I
enough.
know Rasputin has so many, but okay, so let's go and have a look. And maybe we'll be able to see if there's like a manhole cover, and maybe we can like pop up out of the sewers and be like, "Blood, give me your blood." Blood.
Oh, no, I swear to God.
Are you high? Did you steal Day's cigarettes?
Well, you know what?
no?
You are a little high.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
like,
100%.
yeah, right. Like she's feeling no pain.
Blah.
Yeah.
Blah. Are you just catching it?
No, it's just the face that you make when you get cigarettes.
It's will be easy.
Really, that's your plan.
That will be easy.
Blah.
We'll just find a way to go underneath the ground, and we'll find the right manhole cover, and we'll pop out.
Vol goes, and how exactly do you spell blah? It's just, is it with an accent of the A or?
No,
more
I
of the
think it's
L?
like
BLEGHH.
I mean, you could do it that way. I was thinking more like blah, B-L-E.
The original
A
German
U G H?
translation. Yes, that's
Blah.
fine. Feel free, go right ahead.
What is happening? I'm so angry today.
We noticed you're never going to get blood again because you only get cranky when you have the blood.
That's not it.
Are you sure? Is it because you're missing Lawrence?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Right.
Down
So,
again. That's so nice. Blah.
Yeah,
or Day can just go invisible.
yeah.
I could probably
Oliver,
walk in that goddamn camp. I look like a person now.
It's true. Did you notice his rosy little cheeks? They're so cute.
Day's just standing there smoking a cigarette.
It was a compliment.
Oliver goes, it's not quite that bad of an idea. I mean, you can probably pull it off better than the rest of us.
I mean, there's 40 people. I assume they don't really know each other. I could probably sneak in and pretend to be a refugee and get a beat on what's going on.
I think knowing what their purpose is the best idea, to be honest. I mean, I don't think that we want to go in and, like, scare everybody and go blah, really. But I think that knowing why they're there is a good idea. And then we can put an X on the map and call it food.
I'm cool with that.
Vol and Oliver just looking at you guys expectantly. Yeah, you guys are what got them out of the last problem.
Okay, are we playing injured guy walking up, or you want me to sneak in and pretend like I was there the whole time? I've ran this scam either way.
I feel like probably going in and pretending that you were there the whole time. Probably. I mean, if you go and you can do the whole ow my leg thing, then they're going to look really close at you, right?
You are wearing newer clothes because you did change at Anna's, so...
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to break your leg, you can just hobble on in.
You know, I'm just gonna do one of these. I'm gonna grab some dirt and rubble and just kind of
Sure.
scuff up.
Oh no, my clean clothes!
I'm
So
pretty sure
disrespectful.
I'm pretty sure this is from West Side Story.
I know, but they're still my clothes in my place.
So I take off my Jets jacket and
Boy.
when you're a vamp all the way.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I'm
Except
gonna-
for you, because you're thin blood.
There's definitely enough dirt, and I mean, you're used to being a you look more uncomfortable. You look more comfortable out of the suit, not in a suit. So,
Yeah. So I'm just gonna
scummy's kind of your MO.
I'm gonna roll around in the dirt like a pig and shit for a minute.
All right. Well, You catch a couple little small abrasions just from the rubbles and the jagged edges, which only helps to sell what you're trying to do.
Honestly, Danika, it does look like it's kind of fun, right?
You go right ahead.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
No, I am so good staying in my nice clean clothes.
Oh, all right. I'll stand in my clean clothes, too.
I know Day likes to trudge through sewers, but that's not really my scene.
Sorry, Day.
I hate so much about you, Danika.
Aw, I
really
thought we were
do.
just starting to be friends.
I have no words for you right now.
All right, well, you look pretty shitty. You want to get up in there?
I would love to. Thank you very much.
All right.
Please leave.
From where Cerberus took off and from the distance that you can see Oliver that looked over, you imagine it's like 2 blocks up, one to the left.
I'm going to get as close as I can, and I'm going to use...
Are you trying to sneak in or
Yeah,
trying to
wanna,
get to...
I mean, that's the plan, right? The plan is to pretend like I've been there the whole time.
As you come closer, you can see that these are everyone just like what you just rolled in, very dusty. No one's had time to clean anything. This isn't proper anymore. It appears to be a bunch of cops just from their uniforms that have gotten together. You don't actually. Can you make a wits
Awareness?
and awareness for me?
Okay. And I also just rolled, because I'm going to be using
Subterfuge.
Unseen Passage.
Okay, so you are going to be using a
And I rolled a 7, so I'm good.
Okay.
I didn't freak
on your
out.
rouse check.
That'll let me get past the ranks. And then as I'm doing that, 5 successes.
Okay, you can see that this is from the people that are on guard, and they seem to be on guard. Someone that is in the middle of, doing a watch. They seem to be trained, maybe not militarily trained, but definitely, they've used a firearm before. Ripped uniforms. Some of it maybe a little crispy, maybe catch a little bit of fire on one guy's shoulder. There's 3 of them that are patrolling one of these entrances on the street. You look over and you can see that there's another 3 there. 40 people probably in total, but those are only probably 6 on watch right now.
Okay. I'm going to slip right past them.
Okay.
And then try and get to an area where I can come out of my obfuscate.
Okay.
And just,
Why don't you just do a wits roll? Just simply wits.
because I figure everyone's like hunkered down
Yeah.
for the night anyways. That's 4 successes.
All right. So you see a small indention that was a bombed-at building that now is almost like an alcove. And you not drop your disguise because you look as you do, and being covered in the dust of the rubble, even it just accentuates your blush of life even more. Being dusty, you just look like everybody else. You see a ragtag group of family members that don't seem to fit together. You see every walk of life there: portly men, some young, old families that are huddled together. They seem to have made some form of community in there. Even though they know they're being watched, there's still some of the older guys that are hanging out, some of the older women that are, just probably haven't slept since this whole thing began. Ragged. You can smell some form of meat cooking over a fire.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's see if it works. I'm going to go to one of the groups of people.
And they're huddled in groups of 5 and 6.
I'm looking for one that looks the friendliest, if that makes sense. Ones that are awake or having a conversation.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just give you a couple of options here. There's a group of older men and women. They are talking with your hearing. You can hear them recounting, maybe even if they weren't there, but the stories of the Blitz. You know what I mean? Like when London was bombed, like telling, oh yeah, well, I mean, you think it's bad now, you should have seen it bad then, like kind of literally the old war stories. Or my grandfather told me about this, we'll make it through this again, sip for lip. They actually have a chipped tea kettle that they're passing around. It doesn't smell like amazing tea at all. It's probably a tea bag that's been used over and over again for the last couple days, but they're still very, stiffer lipped style of that part of England. You see a group of kids all sleeping except for a bunch of 14-year-olds that seem to be talking, and it seems like more of a summer camp kind of thing. They're even doing some ghost stories and trying to freak each other out, probably terrified themselves, so it's a little bit easier for them to focus on a fake horror than the horror that's going around. There's a group of middle-aged people. They seem to be doing chores. Like you see a guy just against the stones on the street trying to wash out or scrub out a pair of pants. You see another one that's where the smell of food's coming from. They're trying to save what they can. And can you make another perception check for me? Wits check for me.
Awareness or just wits?
No, wits and survival.
So just wits. 3 successes.
You see its rat. You can see the tail that's coming off of it. It's stretched out like a squirrel. You realize that's what that barbecue is. It's rodent. And they're slowly putting out the coals for the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to one of the guys that's at the barbecue putting it out. For
the middle age.
Yeah, the middle age.
He goes, "Hi, are you? Did you not eat or?"
No, you look really familiar. I'm sorry. What's your name?
I'm Billy. I live up about 3 blocks this way and about 1 block the other ways.
Okay, I'm going to use my recant to remove that conversation.
All right.
And I'm going to walk up and be like, "Hey, Billy."
Very clever. He goes, "Hi, welcome back. Are you looking for more rats or?"
No, I was just, I've been hanging around, but I remembered you used to live a couple blocks up that way and 1 block to the right.
I sure did. Had the butcher block for quite a long time, actually.
Yeah, I think we used to. I met you a couple times at the bar. I mean, I think you were pissed drunk, but so was I.
Oh, that's what the missus used to yell about me. At least she has new things to yell about me about, huh? And he looks over and his wife is tending, to a one of the other men's injuries. It seems to be on his foot.
I've honestly been recovering for the past couple of nights. I got pretty banged up when everything happened.
Oh, I know the stories. We've all been a little bit, but you know what? I think that we're going to make it out of here. Just nothing but peaches and plums.
That's good. That's good. Could you fill in a couple of the gaps? I'm having a hard time comprehending everything.
Oh, I got hit in the head, did you?
Yeah, one of the many, right? One too many. Am I right?
Actually, you know what? Make a charisma and subterfuge roll for me.
Okay.
As you do that, he goes, "How can one forget something so?" And then, you do that,
it's 1 success.
he goes over your head and goes, "I don't see any scars. I mean, my missus does a little bit of medicine. Maybe you should look at her afterwards."
No, I think it's just so much to process, It's all happened so fast.
Well, I don't know where you're sleeping. Perhaps you should sleep with us, or maybe the kids. We have them in the middle, and you look over and you can see that that's what they're doing. They're protecting the kids in the center of this makeshift encampment in the middle of the street.
I mean, it's a good thing we got it, a safe place for now, though.
I mean, well, that's really all to do with the cops, really. I mean,
yeah, they really stepped up,
I'm not a fan of them usually, but when push came to shove.
They're the ones that, they're trained for this. Not this, but, they've got training,
I'd rather be with them than the military. I've been looking at the skies, and they're still shooting at some bullshit, but I don't know what it is. They're sure as hell not helping us, not us ground folks, anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to get some sleep when they're shooting everything out of the damn sky.
Yeah, right. It's like, "Oh, tell me about it." Something really does strike you from their ground folks. Maybe this is a new term, Well, where's your sleeping packs at? Maybe you need a softer pillow to rest that bruised noggin of yours.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my distance over there, and I point over to like a less open spot.
Can you make a investigation and intelligence roll for me?
Oh, okay. 3 successes.
You see scattered in the sleeping populace, probably out of the 40 people here, a good 15 others that aren't on watch seem to be wearing police outfits. Some of them are old and retired, but they still have, the Bobby Blue on. So out of the 6 that are watching both sides of the street, you say that maybe at a glance, now that you kind of have a better understanding what people are where, maybe another 15 are at one degree or another trained police officers. Maybe not action ready, but trained.
Okay, Billy, I haven't been completely honest with you. Can I be level with you?
Well, I don't think there's much reason to lie anymore.
Yeah, I've been.
What, did you cheat on your taxes? Ha!
If only it were that simple, Billy. I've been.
Did he cheat on his wife? Did you hear this over here? And he
you-
ribs, the guy next to him.
No, I've been sneaking out at night, just trying to get a better understanding of what's going on. So,
Well, what have you found?
not too much. It's pretty dangerous out there. I mean, every street's bombed to hell, Billy.
He looks around to his surroundings. What gave you that idea?
No, I was just trying to see if we could find another encampment, maybe some more people, supplies, food. We're gonna run out. We're eating rats, for God's sakes, Billy. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to be brave enough to go out there and let's see what's going on. You can only survive for so long,
Make me another manipulation and subterfuge roll, because you're just packing on the lies at this point. So
I'm trying.
looking for 2 6s.
That's 4 successes.
There you go. He goes, oh, you really did get hit on the head, didn't you? I
Yeah.
mean, we've been roaming around for the last couple days, and I mean, the moment that we stand still, seems that we get a worse problem than we have. It's only us being roaming around that's really helped us.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you don't see me around, don't ask too many questions. I don't want any heat on me.
I got no lies. I'll ask you no questions. It's not a problem for me.
All right. If I find anything, I'll let you know. I don't know if these coppers are gonna understand what I'm trying to do here.
Good on you. Probably like a little bit of rat then. He hands you, one of the kebabs that was from the smoldering ashes. Like, this is obviously like they're putting their food away for the night. Just as sad as that is.
I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna keep this because I'm gonna go out tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll let you know if I figured anything
He
out.
cuffs you on the shoulder and goes, it's good to have one of us still with a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe you should talk to the kids next. They could use a little bit of the things that you're peddling.
All right, if you think so. We gotta keep this on the hush hush, Billy.
All right.
All right. You crazy bastard, Billy.
You look around it, and like Billy, being in high spirits, speaks to his character. Like, what he's surrounded by are people going through everyday tasks, even though they're surrounded with a no longer everyday world. Like you see his wife specifically that was helping the individual that fell. She's probably just at the very best could, like fix the living room chair when the stuffing came out. This is not a doctor. Mm-hmm. This is, and you can smell the saccharine sweet of decay that's coming from it, especially being as hungry as you are. You know when something's turning. Mm-hmm. But the person that's getting worked on is trying not to wince and is reading a book to his wife. It's just this very human trying to make normality out of absurdity.
It's a lot to take in. I think Dave's gonna sneak back out.
Okay, well,
it seems like a decent amount of information.
All right. Well, because you already found this little alcove, I can say that you can get back to it fairly easy. But after that, you're going to have to make, which would be another, if you want to do pass without a trace style, like that'll cost you another blood point.
No, I'm good. I'm rocking 3. I'm just trying to. I might wait until there's like a changing of the guards kind of situation. I'm gonna wait until it thins out as much as possible. Wait till guards get a little tired, or
So you've been there for probably an hour, and then we're going to jump to Anna and Danika. Dave's been gone for an hour. You saw him sneak in. You haven't heard any noises. Obviously, he hasn't. If they found him, they've killed him immediately.
So like, why are you so mean to Day all the time?
Dave's mean to me.
I know, but you started a lot, really. I'm just wondering, is there like sexual tension or what is going on?
I don't think he swings that way,
What do you mean we're vampires? We all swing always, don't we?
Have you noticed how close he is with Lawrence, though?
Well, it's hard to miss that, right? I know he's got this new rosy complexion, but have you seen how much more it is when Lawrence is around?
If there's any sexual tension, it's probably pent up from him not being able to bang Lawrence.
Oh.
Off camera, Lawrence just found your Slurpee machine.
She has a Slurpee machine.
We have a Slurpee machine?
No, in your hovel.
I had a Slurpee machine.
You have a Slurpee machine.
Okay.
Probably for the humans.
Probably for the humans.
Makes them sweet.
Yes. Okay, so, I get it. Should we, give them the place for, a night and, we can just go fuck off somewhere and then, leave them for, some privacy? Or, try to find a different place to stay during the day?
That's not a bad idea.
When I get that cranky, I just like to read a good book. I don't need to go and bang, but maybe that's what Day needs.
I think either that or Day maybe needs to, set something on fire or...
Well,
smash a wall.
Well, you know what? Once upon a time, that might have had the desired effect, but right now, I don't think that that's going to make that much of a difference. Everything is on fire.
What if we set up your place?
You're not burning my place.
No. Can you, magic your piano into playing itself, and then we'll put some candles around? You've already got the red velvet everywhere. Make it nice and romantic.
As this is happening, Day is...
Actually doing real things.
He's eating a rat.
He's in the ditch waiting, and in his head he's like, if I could just find the Jessica car, I could make Anna's place nice and romantic, maybe get Anna to play the piano. If I could just get her laid.
Who, Anna or Danika?
Danika. I was like, if I could just get Danika laid, she would just shut the hell up. As you guys are talking about this, he's just I'm plotting the same exact thing.
That's so great.
And thank you again, guys, for joining us for an episode of Vampires and Vitae. It's really you people that are supporting us right now that is making this community everything that it is. Remember to like and subscribe. You can always find us every Friday at Spotify or Apple. There's another few things that you can grab as well if you check out our Facebook page. That's Vampires and Vitae at Facebook. Anyway, it's really all of us working together that's making this as enjoyable as it is. So just remember, always take a big bite out of life.